Hello, just another quick prediction video for you guys. This weekend we got ANK versus Bogdan GUSKOV, live from Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. Overall, the card looks fairly good to me. Some pretty interesting matchups. Nothing too crazy. Very multicultural card. Lots of people representing their countries. Russians, Brazilians. Take your pick. We got it on this card, guys. So yeah, just a couple of the fights that I think are going to be particular standouts on the night. All right, to kick us off, I found an intriguing matchup in the welterweight division. 39-year-old Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Sam Patterson. I think this is a pretty good fight. I've been a pretty big fan of Ponzinibbio for a fair while. He's never really been super high up in the rankings. He has looked good in quite a few performances. He's always put on good, entertaining fights. He's also been knocked out a few times, so he's good entertainment in the fact that he'll go out there and he'll throw punches. But I think he's getting pretty old now. Sam Patterson, I believe, is only 30 years old, so 9 years difference there. You would have to give him the edge in this matchup, just off the fact of that alone. I know Ponzinibbio has been through some shit too. Don't know all the details, but I believe he had a pretty serious infection in the bone in his leg, I believe, something along those lines. So that sort of put his career on hold for quite a while, with a fairly serious injury there, potentially losing his leg. So good to see he's come back. Still wanting to fight in the UFC. Interested to see how he goes. 39 years old, like I said, he's definitely past his prime now, but I think he's still got some good entertainment in him. And I think he will take it up to Sam Patterson pretty well. I think he's getting a little bit chinny now. You know, I think he can't really take the shots quite as well as he once could. And he, with his sort of style of fights, he's pretty reckless. Yeah, he's always been willing to take a few to give one back. So yeah, against a younger guy, I don't think this is going to go in his favour real well. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does his damage. Yeah, definitely a tough test for Sam Patterson, who's looking like a pretty good prospect. But yeah, I can't see him getting the job done against Ponzinibbio. I think even though his chin is starting to fail and his body's starting to wear down, I think Sam Patterson by decision in this one. Next fight that stands out to me is going to be a heavyweight matchup here. Walter Walker, the younger brother, I believe, of Johnny Walker. Don't know how that happened. They look fucking nothing alike. Anyway, Walter Walker versus Thomas Peterson. I'm going to go with Walter Walker in this one. He's a pretty big, imposing sort of guy, I reckon. Even at heavyweight, full of big monsters. This guy is jacked. And I think he'd be strong as fuck. And what a run he's gone on recently. Last 4 fights, all finished by submission. And not just any submission. He's getting them in fucking heel hooks. How many heavyweights can you say that have ever done heel hooks or completed a heel hook? So yeah, he's won his last 4 fights, all in the first round by heel hook submission. So an amazing tear for Walter Walker, and obviously, some of these other heavyweights I think are sleeping on the submission game a little bit, especially the leg locking game. He has exploited a weakness in a few of these heavyweights. Don't get me wrong, he hasn't faced any real great level of talent yet. His biggest win is probably Kennedy Nzechukwu. But that being said, you've got to give credit where it's due, and that is an impressive stat. I don't think that will ever be replicated. I've never seen a heavyweight do any sort of submissions in this sort of way. So I'm very impressed with the streak he's on. Thomas Peterson, he won his last fight by decision. to Guillemari Pat. I think that was a bit of a sleeper fight. It was a majority decision, so even that was, wasn't a unanimous. So, I can't go past Walter Walker. Will he do another heel hook submission, 5 in a row? You've got to think yes. I don't know how well versed with submissions Thomas Pedersen is. Going by his record, he's never lost by sub. But, that being said, I'm sure a lot of the guys Walter Walker got in the sub have probably never lost by a submission either. So, I'm going to go with Walter Walker, sub, heel hook, first round. And excited. I think that would be a great fight. Should be interesting to see if he can keep the streak alive. All right, next up, we got a couple of guys making their debut at lightweight. Magomed Zanukov, better known as John Pork, versus Damian Rezbecki, a Polish fighter. I don't know a lot about this Damian Rezbecki guy, but going by most Polish fighters, they're pretty tough. But John Pork, I watched him on the Contender Series there. And he put a beating on this guy. It was a good fight, pretty even, but he was clearly winning the fight in my opinion. He's very well versed in Muay Thai, and obviously trains with Islam Makhachev. I think that's going to be the difference maker in this fight. I think UFC's sort of given him a bit of an easy one here to get him out the way and start building him up slowly. But I think, the time spent in the gym with people like Islam Makhachev, not saying that he's going to wrestle, but I think it's all helping. I've got to go with John Pork in this one. Will he get a KO? I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about this Polish guy, but like I said, they always seem to be tough as nails. He's won his last 10 previous pro MMA fights, so he's no slouch, he's no pushover. But I think John Pork's going to be a level above, just from all the time he spent in the gym with the high-level talent. So I'm going to go with John Pork by KO in round 2. I think he's going to land some heavy low kicks, real hard low kicks, and a couple of big elbows. And I think he'll get the finish. I think UFC's sort of giving him a good one here. So good luck to John Pork. KO round 2. All right, straight into the main event of the evening. Good little matchup here. Bit of a last-minute replacement for Magomed Ankalaev. He was scheduled to face Khalil Roundtree. He has been out now for a while. Bogdan Guskov is the only one apparently that wanted to put his hand up. So I'm excited to see how he goes. I think Bogdan is pretty good, but I don't think he's on Ankalaev's level. Ankalaev for a light heavyweight looks very impressive to me. And I personally think Bogdan just doesn't have the skill to match it with him at this stage in his career. I know they're pretty similar age, but I think Magomed's just going to be too good. I think coming off the loss to Pereira, the KO, he's going to want to make a statement. And he's taken some good time off, so I think he's recovered properly. And I could see him making pretty short work of Bogdan personally. No disrespect to Bogdan. I think he's looked good. He's got a lot of finishes. He drew with Jan Blachowicz in his last fight. So that's a hell of an achievement just to even compete with Jan Blachowicz. But I think Magomed, he's going to be a step above, too quick. But I commend Bogdan for stepping up and taking the fight on last minute notice. That's never a good thing in my book. You got to take time to prepare for your opponent. But good on him to keep the fight going. The card would have been in shambles if they couldn't find a replacement. I think Ankalaev probably doesn't have a great deal of people lining up wanting to fight him. Good skill there from Bogdan to find his balls and take it to him. And I think he will. I think he's not going to just fucking let Magomed do everything he wants to him. I think he's going to put up a bit of a fight, but at the end of the day, Magomed's going to be too big, too strong, too quick. I think he can take the fight probably wherever he wants. But I think he's going to keep it standing, and I think he's going to crack Bogdan pretty early. I think He's got a hell of a chin on him. You know, Uzbekistan. That's probably, they breed him tough out there. But Magnomed, Ankalaev, too good. I think big front kicks up the middle. You know, teeps to the body. I think it's going to wear on him pretty early. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a round 2 KO for Magnomed Ankalaev. But he could be a little bit nervous coming off the loss from Pereira. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of version of Ankalaev shows up. But he's always pretty reliable, in my opinion. And I just think he's going to be too much for Bogdan. I don't think he's got the quite the same calibre to compete with Ankalaev in this fight. But like I said, credit to him, stepping up, saving the card. See how you go. Test yourself against the best, mate. But yeah, I'm going to go Ankalaev, round 2 KO. And, you know, the first round, I think he's going to get his rhythm pretty quick, do some damage early, big teeps to the stomach, wearing him down. And then I reckon you probably could drop him with a body shot or a straight right to the jaw, drops him, and a few little punches on the ground. And I think that'll be all she wrote for the night. Anyway, I'll leave it at that, guys. Bit of a quick video. But yeah, let me know if you think should have included any fights I might have missed there. Thanks.